Little Suburban update. I don't know when the last time I talked about this truck was. Basically sitting up here at Mom and Dad's. It's been here since October. I had to put a fuel pump in it because it left me stranded on the freeway. Basically, in a nutshell, I replaced the ignition module and the coil just as a preventative maintenance type of thing, because I'm like, I sold Dad's station wagon and I gave him the Suburban. And long story short, no pun intended, it had a short somewhere. So apparently when the fuel pump was on its way out, it decided to cook a bunch of wires. And every time I threw a battery in it, the battery would be dead after 2 days. And it's like, okay, so something's draining it. Then I go to charge it and the battery would have a dead short. Strangest thing ever. You could start it up and it would run fine. It wouldn't have any indication of a short, no smoking, no nothing. Just a dead battery, and the battery would short out. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just throw a carb on it. You know, it's the cheating, the easy way out, but TBI is great and all. But it was one of those things where, do I want to build a harness for it? Do I buy a harness? By the time I spent the money on the harness, I would be in carburetor territory. And Pop's just going to drive this thing in the summer. So I bought a 625 Street Demon, like I've used on most of my other carbureted projects. And then I bought an HEI distributor. One thing to pay attention to is, and I should have had this ready for the video, this motor's a Vortec motor with a roller cam. So you need a melanized or a bronze distributor gear. Otherwise you're going to be eating distributor gears. So you got to pay attention. This is one of those wonderful knockoff Chinese distributors. Keep all my pieces parts. This is the stock gear that came with the distributor, 1/2 inch, and this one's like 0.425. So anytime you go to do a swap like this, just make sure you check your distributor holes. Needless to say, I had to order a gear for the distributor shaft. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. The 79's just about done. Ooh, I do have a new project truck. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I got a hell of a deal on another truck, so I'll be featuring that here in a video pretty soon. But in the meantime, I'm just spending this Friday night trying to figure out where I want to put my fuel pressure regulator, because the Vortec block is not drilled for a mechanical fuel pump, and I put a new electric pump in it anyways. I'm going to retain the factory fuel pump relay and do some fancy wiring. But meanwhile, I am just going through this wiring mess. And I did find the culprit. There was several burned wires. The plug at the module is burned. There's a couple torched wires. So in these older trucks, especially the late 80s square bodies, it seems to be an issue. They have wiring issues. The wires either get brittle and dry or they short out. I don't know. That's just from what I've seen. So I felt I owed you guys an update, and hopefully I'll have this thing running here soon.